Today I'm going to show you how to build your own bus station in Minecraft. This includes 4 bays where you can park all of your buses, and inside is packed with loads of seats, an office and a nice little cafe as well. And before I start this tutorial, I'd really appreciate it if you consider giving the video a like, as it does help me out and I'd highly appreciate that. But with all that said, let's start building this bus station. Here are all the materials that you will need. The size of the total area is 51 by 66 blocks, and then for the main bus station building itself, that is 49 by 26 blocks. So first up, I'm just going to get the main layout of the bus station done first. So for that, firstly, I'm going to grab myself some smooth stone to begin with. And then firstly, just coming to the bottom left-hand corner of our whole guide here, I'm just going to place a whole row of smooth stone going all the way across just until I reach the end over there. So you should have something like that. And then moving around here, just starting from this point here, I'm going to count across 11 blocks, including this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And on that top block, I'm going to destroy that and replace that with some more smooth stone. And then moving around, I'm going to extend this point across so it's 8 blocks in total. And then after that, I'm going to leave a gap of 7. And then place 3 smooth stone there. Then I'm going to leave another gap of 7. Another 3 smooth stone, another gap of 7, another 3 smooth stone, and then one final gap of 7, and then another 6 smooth stone just on the end there. And then coming back to the left hand side, from this point I'm going to place more smooth stone going all the way up, just until I'm just under the green guide here. And then I'm just going to build this going all the way along to the other side. Until I reach the end here, and then I'm just gonna extend this going all the way down this side just until I meet up with this edge just there. And then just moving back over here on these last 3 blocks, I'm gonna place another 3 smooth stone. I'm just gonna extend this going all the way down until I meet up with the smooth stone over there. And the next up, with the same concept, I'm just going to extend these 3 points, just the ones that are 3 long, just extending them all the way to the end over there. And that should give you something that looks like this. And then just coming to the right hand side here, just from this first block, I'm just going to extend this one across to the top. Just there. And if you've done this right, there should be a gap of 4 on this side where the grass section is, and a gap of 4 on the other side where this grass section is as well. So if you've got the same as me, you're on track. And the next up, I'm now going to grab myself some grey concrete. I'm just going to fill in all of this grass area, excluding this area and this other area on the end there, because this is going to be where some grass is going to go, kind of like what you see over there. So yeah, just don't do those 2 ends, but just filling all of the road in. So by doing that, you should end up with something that looks like this. And then just one final thing, with the smooth stone, I'm just going to follow this grey border, just replacing all of it. It's going all the way around until I meet up with the end over here. And that should just leave you with the green border for our main building. And then just to decorate these grass areas, I'm going to grab myself some bone meal to begin with. I'm just going to place like 3 bone meal, actually 4 bone meal just going across for each plot. So that's the first one, and then another 4 on the other side for the second grass area, just to make the place look a little bit nicer there. And then after that, I'm going to grab myself some oak leaves as well. And I'm just going to create some bushes, and you can do this randomly, but I'm just going to place 5 oak leaves, kind of, well, actually 6 oak leaves there, and then another 6 kind of just randomly scattered just there. I'm just going to do the same on the other side. So there's no specific way of doing this, just do it how you feel. The main thing is it looks like a bush. So yeah, just placing 6 leaves to create some sort of bush shape just there. And next up, for some last final details, I'm now going to grab myself some deep slate tile walls. And for each bus bay here, I'm going to place 3 just at the front there. For each space. For some added security, just to make sure that buses don't crash into the bus station for whatever reason. So yeah, just adding 4 sets just there. So with the outside done, it's now time to start creating the building for this bus station. So for this, firstly, I'm going to grab myself some light grey concrete and then come into the top left hand side here. From this point here, I'm going to place 1 light grey concrete there. I'm just going to build this going all the way across, just till I meet the other end, just here. And then after that, I'm now going to grab myself some lime terracotta. And then firstly, starting from its point, I'm going to count across 5 blocks. On that 5th block, I'm going to place 1 there to begin with. And then going to add another 2 blocks just there to make that 3 wide. Then going to leave a gap of 5 and then place another 3 just there. And then moving to the other side. From this point, counting across 5 blocks. And then going to place another lime terracotta there. And then I'm just going to extend this across so it's 11 in total. So including that one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 just there. And the next up, I'm now going to grab myself some grey concrete. And then from this point, I'm going to count across 9 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then on the 10th block, I'm going to place 1 grey concrete just there. And I'm just going to mirror this on the other side. So if I just come all the way over here, just placing another 1 just there. So just to double check, this should be a 9 block gap just there. And then moving back to the front here. From this point, I'm going to count across another 9 blocks and place 1. I'm just going to keep repeating this until I end up with 4 spaces where all the windows are going to go. So it should end up with something that looks like this. And the next up, moving back to the light grey concrete, firstly, I'm going to extend this back wall up so it's 8 blocks high in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just building all this up. And that will leave you with something like this. And then moving over to the left hand side with some more lime terracotta. I'm going to extend each of these points so they're 5 high in total. Just to begin with, just there. And then for this layer, I'm just going to build this going all the way across. And then just extend this up. So it's level with this back wall here. And then after that, just moving to this other side, just there. I'm just going to extend this wall up. So it's 8 blocks high in total again. Making sure it's the same level as the grey wall at the back. And then moving back to the grey concrete, I'm just going to extend each of these points up. So they're 8 blocks high in total. Again, making sure it's level with the rest of the building. So by doing this, you should end up with something that looks like this. So next up, it's now time to add the doors for each of the different bus stops here. So for that, I'm going to be using some lime terracotta. And then coming to this first section here, from this point, I'm going to count across 3 blocks. And on that 3rd block, I'm going to place 1 lime terracotta there, and then 1 just coming out of it. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 3, and then place another 2 just there. And I'm just going to extend both these points up, so they're 5 high in total, just there. And then I'm just going to bridge this together. And then I'm just going to repeat this design for the other 3 windows. And that should leave you with something that looks like this. So next up, it's now time to add some of the flooring. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some glowstone and an anvil. And then firstly, just come into the left-hand side of the building to start with. For this first doorway, I'm just going to destroy 5 blocks and then another 5 underneath that. And then I'm going to place glowstone just going all the way around, just there. And then just placing 5 anvils in the middle. And that will create our doorway. And then for this window here, again, just destroying all the way along there, digging down too deep. And then adding another row of glowstone on the bottom and at the sides there. And then another row of anvils there. And then just moving around, destroying another 4 blocks down there. And then adding another 3 glowstone and 2 anvils. And then in this entrance, digging down another 6. Adding some more glowstone and 3 anvils. And then coming to the end here, digging down 4. Another 3 glowstone and 2 anvils. I'm going to be repeating this for the other 3 sections here. So just doing the exact same thing of replacing the edges with glowstone and then just 2 anvils. And that should leave you with something like this. And then if I just come around to the other side, again destroying the whole row going across, digging too deep, and then just replacing the bottom with glowstone, and then the side as well, and then again more anvils going across, just there. And that'll give us a base where the windows can be placed. And next up for the main floor area, and for this I'm going to use some polished andesite, and I'm also going to use some quartz. So firstly, just starting at this bottom left hand corner here, from this point here, I'm just going to count across 13 blocks with this polished andesite. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 just there. And then from this point, I'm just going to extend this going all the way across to the other side here. Just there. And then firstly, I'm just going to fill in this area just there. And then moving to the right hand side, just at this point here, I'm going to count across 11 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And on that 12th block here, I'm going to go up and then place the polished andesite going up to the wall just there. And then I'm just going to fill in this area with the rest of our andesite here. And then just in this little area that I've just left here, that's going to be filled with the quartz. And then next up, I'm now going to go back to the grey concrete. And then from this point, I'm going to place a whole row of grey concrete going all the way across. Just to the other end just there. And then I'm just going to build this up going all the way to the top level with all of the other walls that were built. So we're pretty much doing a bit of wallpapering. So by doing that, you should end up with something that looks like this. Should have a nice grey wall at the back there. And the next up, it's now time to fill in the windows. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some black stained glass panes here. Oh, and actually before I do that, with some more grey concrete, on this top row, I'm going to place 5 just there. And then 7 just at the front. And that'll be for our entrance. And then firstly, starting with our main entrance, using the black stained glass, I'm going to place 1 on either side to begin with. Followed by 1 deep set tile wall on either side there. And then another 2 glass just there. And that'll make our entrance. And the next up, I'm now going to fill in this first big window here. So using the black stained glass, just placing a row on the bottom there. And then building it all the way to the top. So you should end up with something like this. And then moving back around, for each of these areas, starting with this first area here, I'm going to build up just this section on the left here to begin with, just there. And then just doing the same thing on this side. And then I'm just going to connect the top halves of these together. But then as I get to this bit, which is going to be a doorway, I'm going to place 1 glass pane on either side, followed by a deep set tile wall, and then 2 more glass panes just on top there. So I'm just going to repeat this exact design for the rest of these other 3 windows here. So by doing that, you should end up with something that looks like this. And then moving around to the other side here, sticking with the glass, I'm just going to do the exact same thing I've done with that window over there and build this whole section up. And then next up, just on this green wall here, I'm now going to show you how to make a nice bus station logo here. So for this, firstly, I'm going to grab myself some black wool. And then from this point, I'm going to count across 4 blocks. And on that 4th block, I'm then just going to count up 3 blocks, and on that third block, placing 1 black wall just there. And from here, I'm going to leave a gap of 3 and then place another one just there. And after that, I'm then going to grab myself some deep slate tile slabs. And I'm going to place 1 on each end there, and then 3 in the middle. And the next, using the grey concrete, I'm then going to place 7 going across just on top there. And then moving back to the black wall, I'm then going to place 4, just leaving a gap in between each of them. And then after that, I'm then going to grab myself some black stained glass. I'm going to place 3 just in the gaps there. And to finish the bus off with some more grey concrete from this second block there, placing another 6. And at the front there, I'm going to grab myself a deep slate tile stair and placing 1 upside down one just there. And that'll create a nice little sign kind of logo for our bus station. And the next up, I'm now going to move back to the smooth stone. I'm just going to fill in the rest of these areas that we haven't filled in yet. So any of the areas where there's like grass or like we've got the line border that I created earlier, I'm just going to fill in all of this with the smooth stone. So by doing that, you should end up with something that looks like this. And the next up for the roof here, so with some more like grey concrete, firstly, I'm just going to extend this back wall up by 1 more. So just building this up all the way across. And then once that's done, from this point, going across 5 blocks until I reach this point here, I'm just going to place light grey concrete, just going all the way around on top of the main wall here. I'm just doing that just until I meet up with the other side. Just there. And then once that's done, on this right hand side, from this point here, I'm going to build out, going all the way across, just until I'm level with this point here. And then once I have reached this point, I'm then going to build out another 4, just there. And then from this point, extending this all the way, just until I'm level with this section just there, so that point there. And from this point, I'm going to build out another 4 blocks. And then moving around, building this, just until I meet up at the end just there. And if you've done this right, there should be a gap of 3 in this hollow section just there. And once that's done, I'm just going to fill in this whole hollow section with all of this light grey concrete. So just this outer section, filling that all in. And then by doing that, you should end up with something that looks like this. And then once that's done, sticking with the light grey concrete, I'm just going to place another row on top of this grey wall at the back. Just here. And the next up, sticking with the light grey concrete again, from this point here, I'm going to go across 4 blocks. Just there. I'm just going to extend this going all the way to the other end. Just until I reach there. And then after that, coming back to this side, I'm going to leave a gap of 1, and then I'm going to place another 4. I'm going to leave another gap of 1, place another 4, and then a final gap of 1, and then another 4. Just there. I'm just going to extend each of these points all the way to the other end there. And then by doing that, you should end up with something that looks like this. So you should have 3 strips just there. And the next up, firstly, come to the left hand side. I'm just going to place an extra 4 light grey concrete sort of left hand side of these first 3 strips. And I'm going to place another 4 on the right hand side as well. And the next up, I'm now going to grab myself a redstone lamp. I'm just going to place 3 on the left ends here, and then another 3 on the right hand side here. And the next, I'm then going to place another 3 light grey concrete next to those lamps there, and then another 3 next to each one on this side. And then after that, I'm going to move to my black stained glass here. I'm just going to place 3 on the left ends just there, and then another 3 on these right ends. And then moving back to light grey concrete, I'm going to place another 3 on the left for each bit, and then another 3 on the right. And then moving back to the redstone lamps, I'm then going to place 1 in between the gaps there. And then the same on this side. And then again with the light grey concrete, I'm going to place 3 on the left hand side of each bit, 3 on the right hand side of each bit. And then in these remaining gaps, fill in that with some black stained glass. And that'll complete all of the skylights. And then to power these lamps, I'm going to grab myself some daylight sensors. I'm just going to place 1 on top of each redstone lamp here. I'm just going to set each one so it's nighttime activated. And then by doing that, that'll complete the roof for the bus station. And then just for a few final extra details for the exterior, I'm going to grab myself some more oak leaves just here. And then firstly, with 8 leaves, I'm just going to come on this side, I'm just going to place 8 leaves to form some sort of bush. Just there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So using 8 leaves, creating some sort of bush design. Just there. And then coming around to the back, I'm then going to add another 3 bushes. So again, using 8 leaves. So another little bush design there. There's no specific way of doing this. Just adding different types of random sections, really. But yeah, just making sure I'm using 8 leaves for each kind of bush design. So with all the exterior done, I can now start decorating the interior. So first up, I'm going to grab myself some more grey concrete. And then, starting from this point here, I'm going to count across 14 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And on that 15th block, I'm going to place 1 grey concrete just there. And then after that, I'm going to place another 5 grey concrete going diagonally across. Just there. And I'm just going to build this up all the way to the top. It should end up with something that looks like this. And after that, I'm just going to extend this wall up by another 1 pillar going up just there. And then after that, I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and then place another 6 blocks. Just there. I'm just going to extend this wall up so it's 4 blocks high in total. Just there. And then from this point, I'm then going to build this across to reach the end just there. And then just extend this up all the way to the top. And then after that, I'm just going to leave a gap here. And then on the end here, then build another grey concrete pillar up just there. And then for the entrance to the cafe area, which will be here, I'm just going to go up by 5 blocks. And on that 5th block, I'm just going to bridge some grey concrete to connect these walls together. And then just filling it all in to finish the wall. Just there. And then if I quickly just go inside here, I'm then going to grab myself some lime terracotta. And then from this point here, I'm just going to place 5 and then just building that all the way up to the top. Just there. So first it's time to decorate the little office area here. So for this first thing, I'm going to grab myself a oak sign. I'm just going to name that the staff only area. Just there. And then for a door design, I'm going to do the same door design I've done throughout this build. So for that, I'm going to grab myself some black stained glass, deep slate tile wall. Then 1 pane there, deep slate tile wall on top, and then 2 more glass panes to top that one off. And then next to go inside, firstly I'm going to create some sort of desk design. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some quartz stairs and slabs. And firstly, I'm going to place 1 stair on the right there. And then I'm going to place 4 slabs going across. And then 1 more going out. And then a quartz stair on the end there. And then next, I'm going to grab myself some grey carpet. And I'm going to place 1 on the end there. Leaving a gap of 2 and then placing 3 in the corner bit there. And for a nice laptop design, I'm going to grab myself a stone pressure plate. I'm going to place one there. I'm also going to grab myself a painting. And just placing one just there. And next to that, for a mouse design, I'm going to grab myself an item frame. I'm going to place that down. And then in the item frame, I'm then going to add a white candle. I'm placing that there for a nice mouse design just there. And then for a bit of extra decoration, I'm going to grab myself a flower pot. And in that flower pot, I'm going to add myself a cornflower. I'm just going to place one just there. And then for a chair design, I'm just going to grab myself a deep slate tile slab. Place one there. Then with an iron door, just going to place that behind it. And then to finish it off with a grey banner, just place that just there. And next I'm going to add a nice little plant here. And then for that, I'm going to grab myself a cauldron, some spruce leaves, and some oak signs. And I'm just going to place the cauldron there with 3 spruce leaves on top. And then 3 signs just going around it there. And then for some extra shelving, I'm going to grab myself some white carpet. I'm just going to place 3 here. And I'm just going to build that up by another 3 layers just there. And then finally, for some coat racks, I'm then just going to grab myself a tripwire hook. I'm just going to place 2 just there. And by doing that, that'll complete our office area. And the next up, moving on to the cafe section. So for this, firstly, I'm going to grab myself some light grey concrete. And then starting from this point here, I'm going to build across 7 blocks. Just there. Then going around, placing another one, leaving a gap, and then placing another one just there. And the next, I'm going to grab myself a trapdoor and a lever. I'm going to place one lever on the end there and a trapdoor, then flick that to open that. And after that, I'm then going to grab myself some more grey carpet. I'm going to place 2 just on the end there, leaving a gap, and then placing another 2 there. And for a till design, I'm just going to grab myself a stone stair and an oak sign. Then place 1 stone stair there, give an oak sign just behind it. And the next up, for a food display unit, I'm then going to grab myself some more cauldrons. Going to place 3 of these just there. And then for a glass barrier with some more black stained glass panes, and then going to place just 3 in front there. And of course I'm going to need some food to display, and for that I'm going to be using some lovely cake here. I'm just going to place 3 just there. And the next up, I'm now going to grab myself some iron blocks. And then I'm just going to place 1 on the end there. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 2. And then place another 3 just there. And the next, for a oven, I'm going to grab myself a smoker. I'm going to place 1 there. And then for a mini fridge design, I'm going to grab myself a piston. I'm just going to place it sideways just there. And then for a chopping board, I'm then going to use an oak pressure plate. I'm going to place that just there. And then moving back to the grey carpet, I'm going to place 1 on either side of the chopping board there. And then just 1 on the end there. And then for a nice menu board, I'm going to grab myself some black wool. And then from this point, I'm going to go up by 3 blocks. And on that 3rd block, place 1 black wool there. I'm just going to extend that so it's 4 along in total. And then with some iron trapdoors, I'm going to place 4 on the bottom and then 4 on the top. And then I'm going to grab myself some item frames. And I'm going to place 4 item frames just there. And then after that, I'm now going to add some items to display on the menu. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some steak, some bread, some cake, and also a cookie. And I'm just going to place these just in here. And that will complete the main kitchen area. And then for some extra seats, I'm going to grab myself a deep slate tile stair to begin with. And I'm just going to place 2 just in the corner there, and then another 2 there. And then for a table, I'm going to grab myself a piston, a redstone block, and a white carpet. And I'm just going to destroy 2 blocks going down to each table there. And then I'm going to place 1 redstone block, and then a piston extending out there. And the same for this table. And then finally, for 1 extra detail with the white carpet, I'm then going to add 1 white carpet on top of each piston there. And that will complete our cafe area. So now it's time to get on with the main seating areas. For this, firstly, I'm going to grab myself some black stained glass. And firstly, starting from this point here, I'm going to go across 9 blocks in total. And then extending that up so it's too high. And that will give us a nice glass barrier just there. And that's just going to divide each of the bus stops off. So I'm just going to repeat this another 2 times. As you see, by doing that, that will give us 4 areas just there. And then for the seats, I'm going to grab myself a quartz stair, some deep slate tile walls, and also some iron pressure plates. So starting with this area here nearest to us, starting from this block here, I'm going to place 3 quartz stairs there, and then 3 on the other side. And then leaving a gap, and then going to place another 3 just there. And then leaving a gap of 3, I'm then going to repeat this design on the other side here. And then I'm just going to repeat this for each of the other sections. So again, starting from this point here, placing 3 on that side, 3 on the other side, leaving a gap, 3 on this side, and then 3 on the other side there. So just repeating this. And then once all the seats have been placed, moving to the deep slate tile walls, I'm just going to place 2 walls in between each set of seats. Just there. And then with a heavyweight pressure plate, I'm then just going to place these on top of all the walls. A nice table design. Just there. And next up, I'm now going to add myself a few bins. And for that, I'm going to grab myself a cauldron and a oak trapdoor. I'm just going to place 1 cauldron in front of each barrier, just there. And then just a trapdoor on top. Will give us a nice bin design. And next up, for the ATM machine, which is going to go over here. And then for that, I'm going to grab myself a dropper. Firstly, just going to place that on the bottom there. And then I'm going to grab myself some black wool and a painting. I'm going to place 1 black wool on top there, and then a painting. And then I'm then going to grab myself a stone brick stair. I'm going to place that on top, just there. And that'll give us a nice ATM machine design. And to finish off, I'm then going to grab myself a stone button and place 1. And next up, I'm now going to add some extra seats in this area here. So again, with the quartz stairs, from this point here, I'm going to place 3 here, and then 3 on the other side. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 3, repeat that. Another gap of 3, repeat that. Just there. And I'm also going to add some more plant designs. So grabbing the cauldrons, the spruce leaves, and the oak signs again. Then I'm just going to place the cauldrons in the middle there, 3 spruce leaves above, and then 3 oak signs going around it. Just there. And next, I'm then going to grab myself some grey carpet for a nice rug. And starting from this point, I'm going to count across 4. On that 4th block, place 1 grey carpet there. And then extend this so it's 3 across in total. And then extending this so it's 8. Just there. And that'll give us a nice rug design. And the next up, for some signs for each bus stop here. So for that, I'm going to need myself some chains, some black wool, some iron trapdoors, and I'm also going to need myself some oak signs, which I've got already. So for each bus stop, just come into the light which is nearest the window. I'm just going to place 2 chains coming down from there. Then I'm going to add 3 black wool, and then just 3 trapdoors just below there, and then 1 oak sign with the number 4 on, just there. And then I'm just going to repeat this design for the others. So with all the signs placed, that is the bus station all complete. Well, actually, I tell a lie. It wouldn't be complete without having some buses here. So here I've just added a nice standard city bus, and I've also got a double decker here as well. And I've already got a tutorial out for how to build this city bus. You can check that out in the top right hand corner. And a tutorial for this double decker bus will be coming out very shortly after this video. So stay tuned for that one as well. So I hope you did enjoy this tutorial, and I hope you're pleased with the outcome of your build. And as always, if you did enjoy this tutorial, I'd really appreciate it if you smash that like button, as it helps me out, and I'd really appreciate that. Oh, and also, I've got a quick announcement. I'm thinking of doing a build showcase video, and with this, you can show off your creations and cities where my tutorials have helped build them. So if you're interested, you can join the Discord and post any images of your builds in the build showcase channel. And if I do get enough images, I'll put together a nice little video, and then you can share some of your builds to the community, which I think would be quite cool. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and have a good day.